Hi guys, welcome to Twin Perspective. I'm Joe, and tonight I'm going to be continuing a series of videos entitled The Films That Scared Me. I planned on doing 10 of these, but without my brother's help, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue and do all 10. Some of them that I included in this list, he was more afraid of than I was, and I was going to allow him the opportunity to speak about it. Not sure if that's going to happen. Perhaps I will do a video on all 10, and I'll tell you maybe the one or two things that I thought were scary, but for now I'm sticking to the ones that really got to me. I've done 3 so far, and this next one qualifies as one that definitely scared me. I saw it when I was 10 years old, and that film is the Amityville Horror, the original from 1978. At the time it was released, I think I was only 7 going on 8, and then it took me a couple of years before I actually saw it on HBO or something like that. And when you're 10 years old, somebody tells you it's based on a true story, you think every single thing you see on the screen is 100% true. So the fact that this was the first haunted house movie, big production movie that I'd ever seen, and the fact that it was supposed to be based on a true story, that was pretty much all I needed to be scared. Admittedly, the film is rated PG, and almost nothing spectacular happens in it. It's quite boring for a lot of people. But I think that the simplicity of it at the time was pretty scary to me. I'm a fan of horror movies. I don't like big production. I don't like when the producers and the directors and the writers decide to take a creative freedom and blow the story out of proportion. Like I said, when I saw the film, I thought everything in it was 100% true. And that initial viewing and the few after that, those were the ones that really scared me. I mean, the house was haunted. Something happened in the house that was awful to think about, and then full spoilers on the film, by the way, of course. Something awful happens there where this guy kills all his family members, and then the people are living there, so that gives you the frissons to begin with, and then it's as if there's ghosts in the house. Things are being moved, doors are being slammed, windows are being slammed on kids' fingers, and then eventually the walls start bleeding something like blood. There's a place in the house that seems like the heart of the house, and it's evil, and animals are attracted to it, and they finally chop through it, and you can feel this negative energy coming out of it. And then, really what sold me the film was that based on a true story, and that the family only lived there for 30 days. They couldn't even stay there a month. They had to get the hell out. And I thought that was crazy, that you move there, you're trying to make it work, and then one night you just leave all of your belongings and just never go back. That really got to me. Now, that being said, once I saw it a few times, I acquired the book, which was written about the actual events, and realized that the book was totally different than the movie. A lot of things different. But I still, as a kid, wanted to believe the movie and not the book. Then you start to look into the real story of the people, and certain things start to fall together, and you start to question whether some of this was real or not real. As I got older, basic psychology and my experiences in life, teach me to start to think about things differently. And then, yeah, maybe these guys left in a month because they couldn't afford the next month's rent, or maybe they sensationalized it, took advantage of the fact that there were murders there, pretended it was haunted, so they can sell a best-selling book and get a major movie made out of it. And that thought occurred to me. Of course, at the time, the family, the real family, was getting interviewed, and they were taken seriously for a minute. And then after that, they became uh, unbelievable. Too many contradictions. And then, of course, you had this little investigation right after where Lorraine Warren and a couple of other people went to the house, and Lorraine Warren said that it was, the most haunted house she'd ever been in. She didn't want to go back in there, and that pure evil was there. And I always believed her. She had so many sensational stories, and seemed like no one would want to do that and be the subject of ridicule. And at the same time, she's making a lot of money. And now that I'm approaching 50, I've been around long enough to hear enough stories where I'm not sure what to believe anymore, if any of these people are telling the truth or not. But this is about the films that scared me. And at 10 years old, the Amityville Horror managed to scare my ass. I think the silliest effect in the whole movie was when Kathy looks out the window and sees the red eyes staring back at her. Basically, these two little red lights. You can almost see the flashlights that were holding them as the eyes kind of turn, and cheesy as all hell. But when you're 10 years old, just the thought of something staring back at you from outside in the dark, oh yeah, that scared the piss out of me. And later on, the image of the pig inside of the house, this photographic, illusion, which I thought just worked great. And my mind just went crazy after that. That was that pig staring back at you through the window with the red eyes, and yeah, just a great haunted house movie for a kid, that's for sure. Margot Kidder playing Kathy was sensational. James Brolin playing George. And then you had the three kids and the co-worker and the wife and all that. I liked it. It was really good. To this day, it still gives me a cold shiver when it's on and I watch it. It's like I said, it's all about perspective. So when you see something like that at a young age, it sticks with you. And there's just that little bit of me that wants to believe that all of it's true. That something is weird in that house, but probably not. Especially since many people have lived there since all that, and none of them really have any issues at all. But it was the original haunted house movie that I saw. To me, it's the classic haunted house film, and it's the one that all the other ones either try to emulate or, in my eyes, have to live up to. And like I said, I don't like the big in-your-face sensationalist special effects and everything else. I'd rather you scare me with tension and creepiness and eeriness, especially if it's based on a true story. Tell me the actual events that happened in the true story. Okay, if there's something paranormal or supernatural or sensational about it, that'll be good enough. You tell me what happened, it'll creep me out. Now, if you're a good enough writer and director, you could produce a film around that without having to bring in the big Hollywood effects, trying to get that demographic. The people that watch the Fast and the Furious got to come out to watch Annabelle. They want to see some Fast and Furious stuff. It would scare me, okay? I like tension. I like slow. I don't mind slow, especially for a horror movie. I like that frozen panic feeling, and so there you go. Amityville Horror, the original, scared me. That was one of the films that scared me. Subscribe to Rosenfield 10 so that you can catch the rest of them coming out and try to get them all out before October's over. I'm Joe. This has been Twin Perspective. The films that scared me, the Amityville Horror. music was great in there too, huh? Yeah. All right, I'll check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Keep in mind it's a very old film, and it's rated PG, and it got a turkey rating, from most critics. But I think Margot Kidder's performance, the creepiness of it all, the music, it's worth the watch. Oh, and by the way, before I let this movie go, I have to mention Rod Steiger. His performance in this movie was Oscar worthy. Rod Steiger gets nominated for every damn thing else he does. For that alone, you should check the movie out. Go back, watch the Amityville Horror, watch Rod Steiger and Margot Kidder give great performances. I don't think you'll be disappointed, at least from that aspect. You can't be 10 years old again and go back and watch it and have it affect you like it did me, but I have to mention Rod Steiger. Brilliant performance. So watch it for that and for Margot and for the music, and I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you later and see you in the trees. Bye.